What up, Christian? That's right. I was right behind you. Just missed you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Wow, brutal takedown.
Christian coming at me
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Coming in hot.
He is. We need to mic that guy up next time.
Come run with us.
What is this, a roast?
I realized a while ago that I love doing nails but absolutely hate running a business. If you don't want to work for someone else in their salon, you're drop-kicked into entrepreneurship with no background or knowledge in business, finance, marketing, content creation. I've spent the entirety of my career feeling like I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Cue the heavy imposter syndrome. I have 6 months left in my studio lease. Moving into this was one of the most stressful things I've ever done. In the end, I still don't feel any pride from having it done. And then it's copped out, but she's talking about what her therapist is telling her.
Her therapist. This is
Sure.
a nail salon artist who has a therapist.
No,
So she's middle class. This woman has a little bit of
She's
money.
doing well. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Katie, we did the math on it. How much does it cost you to get your French tips done? By the way, show your French tips to the audience
Yeah,
here.
let's see it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
this is Millionaire Daughter right
Oh, it's
here.
yours.
And how much is it?
I think these are 70.
She doesn't pay
$70
for it.
bucks, right?
I think it was 78.
70, yeah, it was
Okay.
70.
It was 78. The
After
fact
tip.
that you don't even know how much it is means daddy pays for it, really. Now, mom says you have to pay for it, but every time she sends a message saying, Katie owes us $78, transfer the money, I just say, done, and I delete it. Yes, you have not been paying for your nails. I have.
What?
Now, in your lifetime, we did the math on this. We do the math on this. And how much money will you spend on nails in your lifetime? Because people think, oh, nails, that's not a real business.
They replace themselves.
It's definitely is reoccurring, which I think there's a business model to turn nails into recurring, not reoccurring, where you have a subscription service
Oh, that's good.
where you can come in and get touch-ups as often as you want to, paying monthly.
It's like that's like chiropractor, yeah.
I mean, that's the model, right? Switch it over to a recurring instead of reoccurring. Because sometimes you see ladies whose nails have gone bad, right? They get busy. And if you get too busy to come into the nail salon,
they
hey, I
grow
got
out.
rent to pay. They grow out. So how much money in your lifetime will you spend on nails? We did the math.
Just
We
a
did do
monthly-
it.
A
I'm
monthly
trying to
expense?
remember. This
Yeah.
is
Bi-weekly? Weekly?
Sorry. Okay.
Oh, it's
It's
monthly.
It's a monthly. Now, if you had a subscription, you might do a mid-month touch-up because it starts to gap at the cuticles.
Like mine, they're like,
Sounds like you might
can
need to
see
get
your
those.
real nail. So you have to
I
fill it
actually
in.
will because my son's fiance or girlfriend wants to open a nail salon someday, and Teague can't because he's a pilot. So he is going to live vicariously through his wife starting a nail
entrepreneur.
salon. So he is excited about this idea of making it recurring and all that. $50,000 is what an upper middle class woman is going to spend in her lifetime on nails. $50,000.
That's crazy.
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. So people crap on it because it's like, it seems low rent. You usually see them in not very nice strip malls, but this woman's making really good money. And I bet, judging by her letter, she's not a $78 nail artist. She said that within 6 months of becoming a cosmetologist, she was fully booked. What are we supposed to do, Alex Hermosi?
Raise prices.
Raise prices. She should be charging $200 to do
Yeah.
nails, not $78. And she can do that selectively. She doesn't have to do it across the board. She can give coupons to her existing customers, or some of them, but new customers should come on board at $200. Or I like this number, $214. To do nails, and $214 within 2 weeks we can give you a touch-up. But you should tip during the touch-up. You know, tips appreciated. Okay, so her choke point is, she lists off her choke point, right? And it's not stuff that she's not good at, because she's fully subscribed. It's stuff that she doesn't enjoy. What do you call that, Brian? If it's not something that's limiting the growth of your business, but you just don't like doing it, what's that?
If I just don't like doing it, that's something I'm going to hire out. That's what it's an opportunity for someone else to be employed. I'm looking for the who, not how do I do it. I'm looking for who can do it for me.
Who can do it for me? It's kind of like a rich man mowing his own lawn and he has hay fever. Like, why are you doing it? Like, why? If you don't like doing digital marketing, but you've got a 6-figure nail salon business, hire a kid to do your digital marketing. If you don't like whatever it is, like just hire someone to do it. And then once you start to enjoy the nails again, of course, step 2 is what? You need to start getting other girls into the business and scaling this thing. Because you and one helper, that's fun. More fun than doing it alone. But Especially if you can hire your friend, wouldn't you? I mean, if you were a nail salon artist, Katie, and you could hire Honor to be your like Girl Friday, to answer your phones and to do your Facebook posts and all that kind of stuff, would that not make it more fun?
It would.
You cut your profit, but Honor, she'd work cheap. She was just like working with you. So
This girl said she worked alone, so.
she does work alone, and there's her problem. And that's the same problem with the sauna man, is at the point when she should have either, well, done two things. She should have raised her prices, and the price increase, well, you tell me, how long does it take to get nails done?
Like an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
No,
Okay.
I bet she's right.
No, hold on, no.
Something like
Some
that.
of
Hour,
that's
hour and a half?
dryer time. It means you can stack your clients, can't you? One of them's in the dryer while the other one's getting their nails done. How many people in a day can a nail artist do?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
10? So raise my price as $20. That's $200 a day. Have I not hired myself an assistant for $200 a day? That'll hire solid. I mean, that's solid budget for an assistant. And I just think she'll enjoy it more. I think anything in life is more fun with another person. Doing the solo business operator. So
Also get a good location. I mean, prices around here got to be 40%, 50% more than they are in other areas of town. I'm
Sounds like
sure,
cheap.
I'll bet you any amount of money, my wife and daughter have no idea how much they pay for their nails. I have no idea. You know,
Right.
that's not a concern. It's, I like this person. They always do quality work. I'm going back to them. She could double the prices and they'd have no idea that it's even doubled.
it really is artistry too. I mean, if
Yeah.
you look closely at her nails, French tips are really, it's a difficult thing to do. I think it would be comical if we had a Running with Millionaires nail salon night and we had to do nails for the girls. I think that would be hilarious. Like, we wouldn't
Impossible.
complain about what our wives pay if we realized how difficult
Sure.
because it's like multiple coats and stuff to get to a French. Don't they have to
Yeah,
paint
it's
that in?
complicated.
It's complicated. So
I mean, with relationships, you got to think some nationalities, maybe more. Like my wife goes to this incredible Vietnamese salon,
yeah,
and every employee there must be friends, family. They seem like they're having a ball every time you go in. They make a big deal when my granddaughters come in to the salon. They're just super people, but you can see they really enjoy what they're doing.
here's one problem with the nail business. People perceive that because the Vietnamese dominate this industry,
Yeah.
that somehow it's not a business with good margins, and therefore, let's say Katie couldn't start a business in that field because she's
Yeah.
competing against Vietnamese wages.
Yeah.
That's absurd because
Yeah.
it's $78.
Yeah.
I mean, that's expensive, right?
Yeah.
There's tons of money in there for any type of labor. I mean, they're wise to, like, that, I guess that artistry runs in that culture, but
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, I can't compete against the Vietnamese, they're too cheap. They're not cheap at all. I
Yeah,
mean, it's not like
no.
they're $8 to get your nails done.
Right, right.
It's $78. So
Yeah.
there's room for anybody to compete in that space. And to your point, you can't pay enough for rent. If you have a really high-end location, you can easily recoup that money. Especially, let's say you have 3 nail artists, they're all, each of them doing 10 customers a day. That's 30 customers, you add $20, you probably add $40 a nail or a set because of your good location. And
Yeah.
so you got $1,200 a day extra money, $42,000 a month in additional money available to you to pay rent. You can't pay enough for the
Yeah,
rent.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
To be in a good location versus a bad one.
It's always packed. She's got to call and make appointments.
Oh yeah.
And if she doesn't call, I mean, when she does call, no, I'm sorry, we're all packed for today. We're booked. So it's,
Wow.
yeah, it's get on the schedule. And she's like, look, I'm sorry, I got to go. And you're like, well, we got something, let's go do this. Nope, I've had this appointment for a week now. I'm going to go. And you're like,
Mhm.
okay.
I think there is a skill gap maybe for some people. There's a licensure. You have to be licensed in
Yeah.
this state to do nails.
Yeah,
And so there's sort of some barriers to entry to it. It's retail, right? So you got to have the location. But I think it's a good business. And we're going to
Yeah.
find out if it's a good business because I'm fixing to own myself a nail salon here in a few years. So
Yeah.
that's her. It's weird. I told you this senior year, I'm in calculus, and my classmates say, what are you guys going to do when you grow up? And one guy, I'm going to go to Annapolis to the Naval Academy, and I'm going to be an engineer. And I said, I'm going to open a Domino's. And they laughed at me. And that's the same thing, honestly, when I heard my son's girlfriend wants to open a
Yeah.
nail salon, I'm thinking, what? I'm thinking, wait a minute, $78,
yeah, right.
$50,000 lifetime cost. That's why Kana says you have to pay for your own nails. It's because she's like, it's a waste of money. I'm not paying all that money for nails. But if you're a pretty lady, you have to have those nails looking good, right?
Yeah.
You got to do it. Okay. So if you had to start a business, Miss Katie, what business would you start? You had to start a business. It had to be started. Like
right
you have
now,
to
or
choose.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to.
What do
be
you do
older
well?
Because it could require a license. So what kind of business could you imagine yourself?
What do you do well? What is something you do now to make money? Or what's something you enjoy?
Do accounting for him.
Okay,
She
count.
does
Nice.
do my accounting.
I like
so if
it.
your bill is wrong, it's because I've got a teenager doing my billing. Actually, you do payroll, right?
Yeah.
You do,
Great answer. What else? Anything else?
I don't know. I do think cosmetology is cool. Like hair, or
Hair.
nails, or something.
Great.
I don't know what else.
Do you mow lawns? No, right?
No.
Do you wash cars?
No.
Do you do any cooking?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Could you bake? Do you bake? Do
Mhm.
you,
That'd be good. Could start a bakery.
Okay, tell him why you're never going to start a bakery.
It's a bakery.
Go ahead, tell him.
Because restaurants are not profitable. I don't know.
Because restaurants are not profitable. We call it the what? Restaurant curse.
Oh, yeah.
The food business is cursed. A great way to lose money. In fact, our favorite faux restaurant, shutting down. 8 years in business and they're shutting it down.
Dang.
And you could feel the sadness in the place last night. We went there and Kana like orders every appetizer and we're like, I think we have enough food. And she says, I'm trying to help them out.
Yeah,
And
right.
I'm sitting
sure.
there eating all this stuff. I'm like, oh, I feel so gross. This is entirely too much Vietnamese food.
How
to
about
eat.
childcare, babysitting?
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's a good one.
That's a good one, right?
Yeah.
Profitable business. People hiring out nannies or daycare workers. Could you run a daycare?
Yeah, maybe. That'd be cool.
Okay, would you rather hair salon or daycare?
Probably a hair salon.
Hair salon. Would you rather do a hair salon
Or a nail
or
salon?
A nail salon.
No, I feel like you could do both, right? That's what
Sure.
a salon is.
Combine the two. Okay, well that's kind of cheating. Okay, but all right. Do a hair and nail salon or a payroll service where you do a payroll for company. You do, which is, by the way, that's a good business because every Friday people need to get paid, so it makes it a recurring business.
So like just be a payroll person? That's not like a business.
It'd be called Katie's Payroll Service, and contractors would tell you to write checks to all their workers and track their 941s, their tax withholdings, and to take care of their employee benefits and their workman's comp, and you're just doing paperwork, just kind of like what you see Mom doing.
Yeah.
And you would do that for disorganized contractors. Would you basically rather have a business doing what you do now for me, or would you rather have a nail and hair salon?
I feel like a nail and hair salon would be funner, but the other one would be like more profitable. I don't know.
You think you'd make more money doing payroll?
I
Okay.
don't know. That's what I would think.
Okay.
Potentially, right?
I think that you should choose hair and nails because I think your best friend would rather work at a hair and nail salon than to do at a payroll company.
That's how
right?
you should plan your businesses, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What up, Christian? That's right.
The gym this morning. What happened to you?
I was right behind you. Just missed you.
Don't last week either. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
About you.
Uh-oh.
Wow, brutal takedown.
Christian coming at
Get
me.
on the podcast.
Yeah,
Coming
I
in
know.
hot.
He is. We need to mic that guy up
Come
next
on,
time.
come run with us.
What is this, a roast? Okay, Kate. So hair and nail salon or trying to think here, friends. Do any of your friends' parents have businesses?
Not that I know of. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know of either. I think everybody in all of your friends' parents are either in ministry or corporate. So none of them own businesses. So hair and nails it is then. Okay, can you work on the accent though?
Oh.
I'm just not sure they're gonna believe you're Vietnamese, really.
Or German.
German?
You're the first
Oh,
German.
That's right. Well, I will do your nails. Would you like the Bavarian treatment? I like it. Work on that. That'd be good. Katie's German nails.
Wow.
It'd be kind of funny. Some customer walked in to use the bathroom or something, and then you started talking, like a hot mic moment. You're like, yeah, I can't believe these customers think I'm really German. And she comes out, oh, all this time, Katie. October. Okay.
Authentic German manicures.
Authentic German manicures. Okay, this is a Brian Hogan moment. I'm
Okay.
at the mall, and awesome time Saturday at the mall. Okay, and I'm in Abercrombie and Finch with Kip, and a German family's walking through and say, "Oh, so sie das," and they start jibber jabbering in German.
Yeah.
What would Brian Hogan do? I speak German.
Yes, absolutely. Go
Yeah.
strike up a conversation.
Didn't do it.
Didn't do it?
And
you
I'm
just,
sitting
did
there-
you just listen in? You knew what they were saying? Did it all come back to you?
Oh yeah.
All those years?
So I'm listening to him. I'm thinking Brian would talk to him.
Absolutely.
And I'm thinking, you should probably say, guten Morgen, Ansorgen, whatever. Like, I thought of all the things I ought to have
Yeah.
said, But every time I thought to say it, it was not the right moment. And they were talking about this, basically this guy's teenager was tired of shopping. And he was like, come over here and look at this. Come over here and look at this. And the kid just wasn't responding. And he says, you have not looked at this yet. And so the kid finally drags himself in, and I'm like, this is a tense moment. I shouldn't talk to them right now.
Yeah.
And I know that you don't think that way.
No.
You would just be like,
Yes, how can I help you?
you can have 4 words of German, and you'd have struck up a conversation with these guys. You'd have said, Lederhosen? Right? You'd have just said something.
Yeah.
Bavarian cream?
Yeah.
I don't know. And I left the store beating myself up thinking, you know, those people would have thought that Florida was the friendliest place in the world.
That's right.
If I had just struck up a conversation with them, but no.
No.
I sat there, didn't say a word to them. Where were we when I ran into a German lady and I struck it up?
I was gonna say, I was at the cruise. We were going through security and that lady spoke German. And you were like, started talking to her.
I thought it was at the crocodile boat, the fan boat landing.
Was
The
that
lady in the
too?
gift shop, she speaks German, and I struck up a conversation with her, and you all like, you're faking it, Dad. There's no way you really speak German. But
Yeah, we did not believe you. You were like,
Is that right? He was
I don't know,
full
I
on?
never heard him like speak it like that before.
dude, I was rattling it off. That
Yeah.
was solid. Now, I don't think she was actually from Germany, right? Was she like Austrian?
I wasn't in there.
And I didn't
don't know.
detect that, but she did speak German.
Nail
The
Nail
nail
salon.
Nail salon.
Okay, this lady is Sauna 2.0. She needed to hire some people. She needs to hire people even now.
Yeah.
And instead, she wants to shut it down. You know what she's got that really can't be replaced? She's got a really good skill.
Yeah.
Customers
Yeah.
perceive that she's extremely high
Yeah.
skilled at doing nails. And man, you don't want to throw that away. When you have a skill that's marketable,
Yeah.
she's just got to leverage it.
It seems like it's one of those professions, or you could apply it across other professions. Someone who has a skill and they think, how can I cut costs? And it's, I'm gonna do this out of my home.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna cut hair out of my home. I'm not gonna pay the booth costs. I'll go to people's homes and do their nails there. I'm gonna
Yeah.
find a way to cut costs because I don't enjoy the accounting part, the having to answer to the owner of the salon for my booth rental. There's
James
something
Curtis talked about this as he was getting his business going. He kept reaching these plateaus, like at $1
Yeah.
million, at $3 million, at $5 million.
Oh yeah.
And he said every time he had to take a step back, just take a step forward. He had to basically take all of the profit he was making and say, I'm going to sacrifice all of this
Yeah.
so that I can get to the next level.
Yeah.
And of course now he's at 20-some million dollars and he's not stepping back at all. He's making a ton of money.
Yeah.
But it was really that choice to say, okay, I know that there's going to be fun at another level and it's going to cost me some money to bust through. And part of that is not going back into my house. It's stepping back. Okay, this location, one is in her case, giving up her profit to hire a team so that she can get more people going. You know, here's another thing. Chiropractors, they load those guys up in the chair.
Right.
So a chiropractor will have 4 people in chairs and he just goes
4
adjustment,
different
adjustment.
rooms, right? Yep.
4 different rooms, or sometimes in one great big room.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's got a team that loads those chairs up. Same thing with dentists, right?
Yeah.
They have the dental assistants load the chairs up, and that increases his throughput. And that woman working alone, she can't do that, can she? Where if she had an assistant, she
Yeah.
could be loading these girls up, getting them ready, getting the colors chosen, getting the designs
Yeah.
chosen, and then she could come in and do the work. And she could get a lot more customers through in a day. And if she's charging $200, just one extra customer a day pays for the assistant that she's
Yeah,
using to load
sure.
those chairs. There's a lot of
The
opportunity.
hair salon, they have the person who just does the hair washing, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like nails better than hair though.
Head
I do
over
feel
fellas.
like you're gonna have repetitive motion injuries possibly from cutting hair. Like
Yeah.
trimming hair all the time. I think that's something where 10 years into cutting hair, your hands are starting to hurt. And sometimes they end up having to have surgery on their wrists from
Yeah.
what's called carpal tunnel.
That's crazy.
Don't give her anxiety about it.
Well, I just think you,
I did not know that existed.
yeah,
Well, by
you-
that point, she'll have, brought on an apprentice, trained somebody up. She's got 6 people cutting hair for her. She's just booking,
You should just do the fun stuff, like braiding the hair.
it's kind of the same thing.
She's
with-
running a podcast about cutting hair.
There you go. Nail business with Katie. All right. Thank you so much, Katie. Intern. All right. If you have any marriage proposals, please put those in the bottom. And you better, I need to see your tax return for the last 3 years. If I'm just a little bit young to get married, but it's not too early to show us your tax returns. All right. So put those in the comments. Thanks. Please like and subscribe. And if you want to be on our podcast, message us. We would love to come to where you are and run with you. and we'll bring our camera crew, or you can come here and run with us in beautiful Central Florida. Hey guys, if you watch my content, you probably own a business, and I would love to one-on-one with you. I'd love to talk with you about the things I always talk about. 3 things. What would have to be true to 10x your business? What can be done to make your business easier to run? And what can be done to reduce risk in your business? I'd love to talk about those things with you. If you want to just click, there's in the description below, there should be a link to a Calendly. You could set up a free one-on-one with me. Love to spend some time on the phone with you, just talking through your story. Maybe obviously my ulterior motive is to get you to come onto the podcast, but I don't mind if you don't want to get onto a podcast. I'd love to just have a one-on-one with you if I can give you some help. So if you're a Christian business owner, I mean, any size business, any type of business, I'd love to help you. So go ahead and click the link below, get onto a Calendly so you and I can have a talk. I'd love to help you if I can. I love your help with my business if you have some advice for me. So thanks so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of our community.